Now, shifting to another story, South Korea will be receiving a little more than 1 million doses of Johnson & Johnson's coronavirus vaccine this coming week. That's enough to vaccine for 1 million people, as the J&J Janssen's COVID vaccine is a one-dose regimen. This following the first in-person summit between Presidents Moon and U.S. President Biden last week, where the U.S. president pledged to supply shots for 550,000 South Korean forces, in addition to forging a vaccine partnership between the two countries. Our Kim Dami has been following this story, and she joins us on the line. Now, Tommy, then this 1 million doses would be roughly double the amount that was pledged by the U.S. last week. So will the 550,000 South Korean forces be receiving this Janssen shot, and who else will be eligible for them?
So, Connyoung, as promised, the U.S. will provide South Korea vaccines, the ones made by Janssen, a subsidiary of Johnson & Johnson. And in fact, Korea will get almost double the amount of vaccines that Washington originally promised.
Doses of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine enough for 1 million people will arrive here this week. I would like to express my deep thanks to the U.S. government and President Biden, who has demonstrated such strength in the South Korea-U.S. alliance.
So South Korean military aircraft will bring the vaccines from the U.S. this week, and then they'll be administered to military personnel aged 30 and above.
Through negotiations between South Korea and the U.S., we have decided to give the shots to military personnel who are 30 and older, including our reserve forces and members of our civil defense forces.
Around 414,000 military personnel who are under 30 will get the Pfizer vaccine next month. The health authorities pointed to the effectiveness and safety of the Janssen vaccine, noting that it requires just one shot and is effective against the virus variants, especially the one from South Africa. And to minimize waste, those who are eligible are strongly encouraged to make an appointment for their doses between June 1st and the 11th. The Janssen vaccine will be administered between June 10th and the 20th. Another 6 million doses of the Janssen vaccine will arrive here in the country in the latter half of the year. Plus, 55,000 doses of the Moderna vaccine will be administered to medical workers under 30 starting in mid-June.
Right, so to answer my question, the 550,000 South Korean forces under the age of 30 will not be receiving the Janssen vaccine, but they'll be receiving Pfizer later in June. So shifting gears, what else is happening about the coronavirus situation here in South Korea? For instance, what is the daily tally?
So South Korea today reported 480 new cases of COVID-19. And this is the first time in almost 3 weeks that there have been fewer than 500. But it should be noted that there are fewer tests done on weekends. And the country's vaccination campaign is gathering pace. On a Saturday, more than 170,000 people got their first dose. That means 10.5% of the population have received their first dose, and over 4% have gotten 2 doses. And people are now starting to plan summer vacations, so local governments say they're going to fully open their beaches in July. Until then, though, to prevent crowding, some of the most popular beaches like Haeundae Beach in Busan will limit the number of people they admit when they partially open this Tuesday. That's all I have. Back to you, Connyoung.
Our Kim Dami with the latest on COVID. Thank you.